This one's going to be interesting, okay? I said on yesterday's bonus show that, and it was received well, that I am obviously very opposed to like blind partisanship. But there's a difference between that and wanting to feel like you're a part of a team of people fighting for something, certain principles, and against people like, in this case, MAGA, fighting against Trumpism, opposing politically their principles while advocating for ours. And so what that means is I feel some kinship, some association with others in this space doing what I do. And I want to link arms with them. And I want to be like, hey, if you like me, you probably would like these people. But that doesn't mean that sometimes you shouldn't do a little bit of inner team WTF. Right? What are we doing, guys? What is this? And on the bonus show, I had a specific example that we went through. Something I was outraged about from someone that I usually really like. Today, it's a very uncomfortable and strange series of decisions by influencers in response to this JD Erica Kirk story. So let me first tell you what people are saying, and then the main thing I'm going to gripe about is what I just see as an insane framing of this story in a title and thumbnail. But first, there is some interesting context, so it's not all wild. Like, Vance got asked about his relationship with his wife, Usha, and she's Hindu, he's Christian, and kind of how do you navigate that? Ended up being like, oh, well, yeah, I take her to church and hopefully she'll stop being a Hindu. It's like, oh, that's a weird thing to say in front of everybody. So this was the moment.
Make those decisions as a family unit. For us, it works out. Now, most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way. But if she doesn't, then...
So framing that as like, oh, so strange, Vance calls out his own wife in this sort of way. Fine, I get it. Totally get it. And then, a deranging factor was a moment at a Turning Point USA event where Erica Kirk introduced JD Vance, and I'll show you that video.
Tonight to be able to introduce to you a very, very dear friend and his wife. They are incredible. And I see no one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance. I do. And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight. He's an amazing man. So please help me welcome to the stage Vice President JD Vance.
Okay, so I thought that had the hug in it, but it led to this photo, a very solid hug, right? And let me tell you where, because again, this is Operation, please, my fellow liberals, be reasonable. I don't care much about random people with barely any following online being speculating or having fun with like, oh my gosh, that's just life. That's just people on the internet. Okay. But when you actually are getting a huge audience and selling it in a way that I don't think is accurate, I am going to take issue with it, because I've heard from people out in the world who otherwise agree with our values, but see certain things of pretty prominent folks who are liberal being just strange or offensive and are like, oh, and it kind of pushes them away. So this was the photo that went really viral, and podcasts all describe Erica Kirk's hugging JD Vance, and her hand is like up on his head, kind of grasping his hair. And so you can imagine the internet is a very pent up place, And people ran with that like, oh, she said replace my husband, and then they're hugging like this, and blah. But again, that's the internet. Whatever. Do you know what's not whatever? Let me show you what's not whatever. And I did blur out the name. I'm not doing a big call out. I'm just trying to give you a sense of a trend I've seen. Let's not wade into openly dishonest waters. That's what I'm asking. To people that I like and respect, and we're on the same general team and same principles, let's not wade into dishonest waters in this whole social media thing. So here was an example of one that I found inaccurate, maybe? So the title is Internet, JD Vance leaving his wife for Charlie Kirk's widow. So already you're kind of like, is that what's happening? But it's a question. But the thumbnail really sold it. It's an AI image of them making out. If you're wondering, they didn't make out on stage. Just because I thought of it now, if you appreciate this show, click the subscribe button. What the heck? I do appreciate that. But put that back up. Is this what we're doing? And I say this with love. And some of you will know who this is. It's fine. No, it's no big deal. I'm just using it as an example. And there's plenty of other examples like this. And it comes from a place of love in my heart. I don't think selling a message to get people to click on a video that is just not true, like Erica made out with JD Vance on stage, which it looks realistic, no? It looks pretty realistic. If you want to say, hey, that was an intimate hug, or what a weird series of events, we're having fun, we're making jokes, and I love humor, love it, get it. Look, she said he'll never replace, but JD kind of can, and now he's saying this thing about his wife. I don't go there. That makes me uncomfortable. It just makes me uncomfortable. Whatever I think about the Turning Point USA project and what's going to go on that stage is going to be a bunch of things that are a detachment from my values. But to be like this widow, they hug, so let's pretend like now they're having an affair, is weird to me. But I also get poking, fun, and being silly. My issue is just if you're being openly dishonest. And this is a conversation that I hope to prompt a little bit within our liberal YouTube space, because I've heard a lot of this feedback from you, which is clickbait. And my message has been, I don't know where the line is. I really don't. It's very arbitrary. And that's why I have sympathy for the example I showed there and many other people that sometimes I'll go, oh, that doesn't seem like a fair way to represent the video. But I get it because I do it. I don't do that, but I do this job. And it's really difficult to make videos algorithmically appealing. And if you do something really eye-catching, people will be more likely to click on it. And then the justification is always that will get people to the message. And ultimately, that's what we want, right? Now you cut some corners in how you present it because that's YouTube, but at least people hear my message. And I think that's fine to a line. Like, if Trump gives a bad speech and kind of afterwards he leaves real quick and you play up that he had to like race out of there and you got like an interesting thumbnail where it looks like something hectic happened, then you click on it and in the video it wasn't that hectic, but it definitely made it seem more appealing, and then you get to hear the message about what Trump was lying about or what was dangerous in his message. It's okay, cool. Yeah, I get that. That's normal YouTube clickbait. But what we're doing, I think, is dumbing down a little bit, and it's a race to the bottom in the quality of our presentation if it becomes just this sloppy, dishonest, only prioritizing clicks type of approach. And that's why I wanted to bring this up today. A conversation we've been having in just this audience about my channel. Where's the line that you feel comfortable with? I did a video that people got upset with that was like, what was it? Oh, this just effing happened. That's what it was. And we use a lot of like F, star, whatever. And some people were saying, oh, I'm annoyed with the hyperbole. My response was, well, that did just effing happen. And I was shocked about it. So it was actually an accurate description of what happened in the video, which is that it happened. Effing. And many of you understand that. And we've run tests where it's like, all right, let's just very normally describe Trump gave a speech and Luke didn't like it. No one wants to watch that. And so if you all are annoyed with everything's in this space, it's a little bit up to you then to select for the quality of the content, the commentary that you like, and then make an effort to search that person, watch them, as opposed to just kind of, as Howard Lutnick said, just letting it wash onto you. Like just whatever is fed to you, you go for. Or not. Maybe you like that dynamic of, what's going to be in that? All right, it was let down, but whatever, it's fun. And it's totally subjective and arbitrary. And so all of us in this space, I've had conversations offline with people about where we think the line is. All caps, swear words. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, it was all crazy. Everything that's happening is crazy. If we say that Trump's, brain collapsed, sure, kind of in a stretchy sense it did. He's struggling in the brain department. But then if we said
a brain,
he had a medical event, is that right? So all that's a part of the process. And I'm just appealing to all of you to, how they say, vote with your dollar. Jaden really liked that a brain talking point. I liked it. It's fine. That's good. That's good. No. There was like some guilt, like it was supposed to be played. No, that's good. Vote with your click. That's important. I really think that's important. Because I've always said my dream would be just to drop a 1-hour video, which we do for our members, but that's just all the content of the day. No need to frame each individual segment as something wild. And then people just watch it. And then we do it the next day. And the title's just the date. I'd love that. No one will watch it. So vote with your clicks and let the creators and me too. I read the feedback and I appreciate it when it becomes too much. But also remind yourself that we're not just trying to appeal to people who already like the show, but to people who maybe haven't seen it yet. And whoa, shock, awe, YouTube, clickbait helps to grab that in. And since I don't know where the line is, rarely call that out. This, I think, is past the line. I think it's past the line. With love, genuinely with love, because I get we're all just out here trying and our businesses depend on it. I get it. But I don't think completely creating with AI things that didn't happen is appropriate. Because we've had conversations in the office about a lot of people are now using AI in their thumbnails. In some cases, it's fine. Like someone crying and they're like, and that's not real, so it's fine. But things that make it seem like it actually happened and then you click and you realize it didn't, I don't love that. And I worry that it can push people away into thinking that and this is the other part, I get a lot of messages from people who think that I'm other YouTubers we've talked about. I get a lot of messages from people who genuinely think they're reaching out to someone else. And then I've talked to other YouTubers who have had the same thing happen. They're out and about and someone goes, oh, Luke Beasley. Just like how I've had someone come up, and say a different name. And so that proves there's a real association between people who do similar-ish type of content and present it in similar-ish ways and have similar values, that people see us as a little bit of a group, even if we're not officially. And that makes me feel uncomfortable when I see people that I get associated with sometimes pushing away or portraying themselves in a way that I think can come off to people dishonest. So that's that. I'm interested to hear all your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to share it. All just in the interest of a better, higher standard little crew here.